Today's recipe, Flax Almond Muffins. Here are the ingredients you will need to make the Flax Almond Muffins. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix the dry ingredients together. So I'm going to add the flaxseed meal and the almond flour, and I always like to sift the flour. Okay, next I'm going to add the oat fiber, and oat fiber is simply just that. It's oat fiber and it's just fiber and it's zero carb, but it really does help in the texture of these muffins. Okay, so now I'm going to add the sweetener, and this is the sugar-free sweetener, and let's just give that a stir. Now I'm adding the baking powder, and next I'm going to add the cocoa powder, and I'm going to just mix that in. So now we're going to whisk the wet ingredients together, and you're going to give this a whisk. Next I'm going to add the vinci syrup, and that's a sweetener. I'm just going to give that a whisk. Okay, so now I'm going to pour the liquid with the dry ingredients. Give that a stir. And now I'm going to add the coconut oil. Okay, so our batter looks nice and uniform. So now we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so here we have our silicone muffin pan, and I use a tablespoon. Okay, and I place about a tablespoon of the batter in each of them. And these are so good. They're great to have in the morning for breakfast, which I do quite often. Or you can even take it to work with you in a zippy bag. They're great for treats, you know, a dessert treat. So, you know, I really love the versatility of these muffins, and they're really moist and delicious. So at this point, you can just put this in the microwave and it will be perfectly fine. But I do like to top it with some sugar-free chocolate chips and some almond, sliced almond. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to add just a little bit of the chocolate chips at the top. And you know, this is a fun recipe to make with kids too. A while back somebody asked me about recipes for kids. Well, this would be a great recipe to make with your kids. It's fun. And this is just 1 tablespoon of the sugar-free chocolate chips for the entire recipe. So it does not add, it adds very little carb. Then I'm going to add the almond slices. And just to make it look pretty. Again, this is also 1 tablespoon of the almond slices. So very little carb. So now I'm going to stick these in the microwave for about 1 minute 70 seconds, and I'll be back with the finished product. Okay, so now I want to show you how easy it is to pop these out. Basically, it just comes right out when you use these silicone pans. And they're kind of hot. I should have waited for it to cool a little bit. At the bottom, and then it just pops right out. These are so good. I hope you guys make these. Now, there's no substitution for the oat fiber. I know somebody's going to ask me that question. Oat fiber is an excellent source of fiber, and it works really well in my baking recipes, and I'm going to be using it a lot more in my recipes. Okay, everyone, so this is our delicious, moist flax almond muffins. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. The entire recipe will be listed on my website. It's lowcarb360.com. And as always, I thank you all for watching.